Hayes, when Vince Carter left Toronto, he was mercilessly booed by the Toronto fans. Is Mitch Marner in for the same kind of treatment?
No, I don't think anything can match the Vince Carter return. Like the whole story of Vince, what he represented at his height with the Raptors, that was a completely different representation than what Marner represented for the Maple Leafs, right? Like he put basketball on the map, not only in Toronto, throughout Canada. The hope was for Raptor fans, he would do something that Damon Stoudemire didn't do, that Tracy McGrady didn't do, and won out. And then eventually he wanted out, and he quit on the team. He demanded out. It got really ugly by the end. So that was unanimously vitriolic towards Vince. Like everyone was ready to pounce on Vince. I don't think it's to the same extent with Mitch Marner. It is going to be nasty. It is going to be loud. There's no question he's leaving, and Leaf fans are not happy with him. And the way things have played out over the course of the year, him going to Vegas, seemingly taking a team-friendly deal, or at least a reasonable deal in Vegas, but that didn't really happen here in Toronto, and that's really where it stems from. Like his original contract coming out of RFA status, the way I think he handled himself with the media, and I don't know if the fans connected with him the way a lot of people were hoping they would as a local guy. And then in the end, the team didn't win, and he didn't play great in the biggest moments. He wasn't alone, but it's going to be loud. It's going to be nasty. I do think you'll hear a lot of boos. It will undoubtedly be the most anticipated regular season game in years, maybe decades, maybe ever, for a Leaf game in terms of a player returning. But Vince was a completely different beast.
Okay, Marner did put out a statement. Does that help his case at all?
I think it's classy. I think it's a smart play. I think it's a good PR play. I don't think it's going to really do anything in terms of his return and people being like, I'm going to take it easy on him because he posted something on Instagram, right? Like it's obviously deeper than that. But I think the statement, I'm sure it was heartfelt. He referenced the fans. He referenced being from Toronto and fulfilling a childhood dream and his teammates. And he also took it on the chin, which is something he never really did when he was here as the player. Like he admitted, we didn't win. And it wasn't good enough. Tried as hard as we could, but that wasn't good enough, and desperately wanted to win a Stanley Cup. It's interesting that he goes there with a statement when he's gone, where he never really took that type of accountability. Not alone. Like Matthews isn't great at that. William Nylander's never been great at that. But with Marner, it always felt more standoffish and, look to someone else, or I'm not going to take any of the blame. And then he kind of does that with the statement on the way out. Again, I think the statement will be picked apart like everything does with the Leafs and with Leafs Nation and with Mitch Marner. But I think it's a classy play, but in the end, people aren't going to remember that whenever he rolls back through town. Yeah, fair enough. And you mentioned it. The schedule's not out yet, but everyone will be paying attention for when Vegas does visit Toronto.